So, reading from Journey of Self Discovery, and the topic was Reincarnation Explained. So, let's take a quick recap. So, here a very important verse comes from Bhagavad Gita, that is Dehino Asmin Yatha Dehe Tomaram Yovanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptir Dhiras Tatrana Muhyati. It comes in chapter 2, 13th verse. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth and then to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So, here Prabhupada has explained how our body changes, but the person inside the body never change. Like in our daily dealings also, we never say that okay, now this is a different person with whom I am dealing. I saw him in very childhood, but now he is like a different man. I'm dealing with a different man or woman. We never say that. It is the same person, right? So that means it is a big indication that body is material because it is changing, but the soul is not material. It remains the same. So that is first point. Then, um, so Krishna is also saying, I showed you one time the verse in chapter 2, number 12, that Natve Vaham Jatu Nasam Natvam Neme Janadhipa. So Krishna is saying that all these kings, myself and you, were ever existing and we will continue to exist, right? So he is saying that the soul is eternal. Okay, so first we understood that soul never changes. And then second point is soul is eternal. And then so anyone can understand through this simple deductive logic that our body is changing, right? Day by day it is changing. Hair are graying, and now joint pain is happening, or we are forgetting certain things. So body is showing up the age, but the soul remains the same because our mind is still thinking in the same way, and our desires are also, because soul is right now identifying with the mind. So soul remains the same, it never changes. And then what is the meaning of death? That it just changes the body, just like one person changes the clothes. So this is the just transmigration. So soul transmigrates. So this is another characteristics of soul. Soul transmigrates. Now Prabhupada is talking about Krishna. He never changes or he never falls down because he never takes a material body, right? He always remains the same. So when he left this material world, he was aging 125 years. At that time also, he was like a 16-year-old boy only. Very beautiful. So many people have explained about Krishna's death, Krishna's old age. I mean, this is all foolishness because Krishna never grows old. He is always Chira Yauvana is the like quality that is being used to describe Krishna. One of the qualities that he is always youthful. So that means that Krishna comes in his spiritual form only, right? So our soul is also just like that. Then, so so actual shelter should be taken in Krishna, right? There, that is the place where we should surrender. But Krishna never force anyone anything. He has explained the whole philosophy in Bhagavad Gita, but at the end he is saying to Arjuna that you do however you like, yathechasi tatha kuru, right? But he so much loves Arjuna that he again says that manmana bhava madbhakto. So there is no falsity in Krishna's words, right? Because whenever we have some doubt on Krishna's statement, we need to always think that what will Krishna gain out of this? He has everything, right? And that is our very simple method to keep faith in Krishna's word in all circumstances, right? And also, whenever we want to say yes to Krishna, his arms are always open for us, right? Just like a loving father. So if a young child runs away, young boy runs away from home, and when he comes back, it doesn't happen that his father says that no, don't come anymore. I am not here for you. But father opens the door, right? Because he's a loving father, right? So Krishna comes in his original form, in his ever youthful, eternal form. And also, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is saying that I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor, and that is a fact, right? So Prabhupada emphasizes on these points many, many times so that we can just understand what Bhagavad Gita is saying. Because, see, when people don't like such statements, when somebody is saying, I'm your master, right? They feel like these are demeaning statements. But Prabhupada wants to make sure that Bhagavad Gita comes to the people as it is. So many different writers, commentators on Bhagavad Gita, they will, twist the meaning of these statements of Krishna. They will say, okay, Krishna is saying like this, like that, or when Krishna says, surrender unto me, he is saying, surrender the Paramatma which is inside me. That is what they interpret. Okay, and here we just now heard that Krishna comes only in his spiritual body, so there is no difference in his Paramatma and body, no difference, right? So the people who give such a commentary, they don't have this kind of knowledge, or even if they have, they don't want to, discuss about it because they want following, or they want more people on their side or something, we don't know, right? But what is the fact that Krishna is saying, surrender unto me, right? So if you have seen the Balaji temple sometime, you will see Balaji's hand is pointing toward his feet. That means that surrender at my feet. Okay, Lord Balaji. Now, whenever you go to the Balaji temple, Naperville, just try to observe this, that he is directly instructing. All the deities of Balaji are like that. Okay, they are pointing toward their feet, that you have to surrender at my lotus feet. So so Krishna does not change the body. So that is the difference between individual soul and Krishna. So now Prabhupada is being coming to this point that we are suffering so much in this material world, and we are still not accepting Krishna's instructions, right? So we need to ask right question, right? We are worrying so much about our daily needs and this that, but are we asking the right question, that if I am eternally blissful soul, then why am I suffering in this material world, or why I am being put into temporary life, right? So we are taking care of different things, our body, and our house, everything. But how much? So this is Prabhupada's emphasis, that how much we are deeply thinking about why we have been put into this temporary life, right? So I'll read from here. The real problem is that we do not want to die, but death takes place. This is our real problem. Okay, this daily problems of dropping off kids, picking them up, or meeting some time of the meeting, or earning money. I mean, I'm not saying this is unimportant. This is also important, because we have come to this material world, so we need to behave properly. So that's there. But this is not the uh, all in all, right? But right now it is becoming all in all, right? So how it is becoming all in all? So let's say we are chanting one round, so many people will stay at one round for many many years, because they are thinking that, okay, I'm doing something good. Okay, so they chanting, they will also bring it to ritualistic realm. Okay, then it will stay as a ritual only. Then Krishna also doesn't interfere in our free will. So if we want to show to Krishna that, okay, I want to become serious about this process, I want to go forward, so we increase rounds and do different things, right? Start hearing more about Krishna and all those things. So the real problem is that we do not want to die, but death takes place. This is our real problem. But the rascals do not know it. Prabhupada becomes heavy at these points because he has traveled the whole world and he has seen many different people denying Krishna consciousness and denying Bhagavad Gita, like as it is told by Krishna, right? They are just, taking out some meanings out of it. So he gets very angry at such people. They are always busy with temporary problems. For example, suppose there is severe cold. Just give me 1 second. For example, suppose there is a severe cold. This is a problem. We have to search out a nice coat or a fireplace, and if these are not available, then we are in distress. So, severe cold is a problem, but it is a temporary problem. Severe cold, winter has come and it will go. It is not a permanent problem. My permanent problem is that because of ignorance, I am taking birth, I am accepting disease, I am accepting old age, and I am accepting death. These are my real problems. Therefore, Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Those who are actually knowledge see these four problems: birth, death, old age, and disease, right? So, where Srila Prabhupada is taking us? What do you think, Hina? Where is he taking this discussion?
Um, Prabhupada wants to say that like death is inevitable. So like why run after that, the Maya thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these problems are real actually. Severe cold is real problem, right? And heat and disease, these are real problems. We have to take care of them. But when he is saying that I don't want death, I don't want disease, but I have to accept them, and these are my real problems. So here I am asking you that yes, he is just describing the problems and we don't want them. So where is he taking us actually? What will come out as a solution? These are the real problems. And how will they be solved?
Like as we discussed yesterday, like it is the Maya will, the problems will always be there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if we believe and do things like as a service,
Mm-hmm.
like it is devoted to Krishna, like whatever the daily routine is, and take along like Krishna and involve him in all the mundane activities what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And like we that we uh, in Hindi it is called arpan, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Offer
we do
everything.
that, yeah, offer uh, like whatever we do, like good we offer the God, like
Mm.
whatever our problems, so we discuss, like we offer him, like you have put us in this what you call phase, so like you take us, carry us ahead with our problems, and like what do you call differentiating and being conscious about the good and the bad, and whatever the best we could achieve with our best ability, and
Mm.
not doing the wrong. So the problems will be there until we live as we are in this mayavadi world, but
Yes, yes.
remaining conscious and doing the things which is required, and doing it with 100% devotion and offering to Lord,
Yeah.
it will help us.
Yes, very wonderful. So what you said that these problem will remain. So you are bringing us to a point where you are saying that actually you are just repeating Krishna's point in a different way. So Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, probably 15th verse, he's saying that this material world is a place of misery. So that is the nature of this world, right? So what is the nature of a lion? If we will go before him, like he is gonna, attack us definitely. What is the nature of fire? Heat. If we put our hand in fire, definitely it is going to burn, right? What is the nature of sugar? Sweetness. If we taste it, if we put it on our tongue, definitely it's gonna be gonna feel sweet. So the nature the nature never changes, and the nature of material world is like this, that problems will always be there. Okay, so we can never think that, okay, um, this will be a blissful, utopian life in this material world. It won't happen. But yes, as you said, that if we uh, absorb ourselves in Krishna's service, moment to moment, not day to day, I'm saying, not hour to hour, I'm saying moment to moment. And definitely it takes a little bit of time because we are not always thinking of Krishna, but that's the standard where we need to go. And we are doing everything within our capacity so nicely, okay, just to offer it to him. Just a little bit, a little what should I say, a little amendment in what you said is, you said that since you have put us in this condition, so you will take us out. So just a little change there, that whatever circumstances we are in, they are created by us. Okay, Krishna never wanted us to leave him, right? This is the our own decisions that are bringing us to a particular situation wherever we are today. Okay, and since we took up devotional service, he is looking after us during those difficult situations, so we can feel his presence, we can feel his shelter. So he is definitely providing his shelter for the wherever we have reached because of our own desires and wherever we are today. Okay, so he is not responsible for any situation, and he doesn't put us in a particular situation. Yes, he tests pure devotees, like he tested Arjuna when, the five sons of Draupadi were killed by Ashwathama. So Bhim was saying that you must kill Ashwathama, and Draupadi was saying that don't kill because he's your guru's son, right? So Krishna wanted Arjuna to satisfy both of them, right? So that's how he was testing Krishna's devotion, sorry, Arjuna's devotion, that how he will please me now in such a perplexing situation. So what Arjuna did, he knew from the Shastras that if you insult a Brahmana, that is also as good as a death for him. So he took out Ashwathama's mani from his forehead and he cut his shikha. That is a very big insult to a Brahmana uh, in those days. And then he just shooed him away from the camp. Okay, so that's how he satisfied both of them. So Krishna takes test sometimes, but only for the pure devotees. He will not test us because he understands that we cannot take so difficult tests, right? He sometimes he might test us, but he doesn't put us in a particular situation. Like we have gotten into some situation, let's say, because of our own choices. That time he might see that now what choice you are making. Are you trying to take shelter of him, or you are trying to get away from him, right? So that test he might take. And if we take shelter of Krishna, then definitely his support is anyways there, even if we are not in his shelter, because we see so many atheists are there in this world, but they are still living a good life, right? Many people. So Krishna is not like a revengeful person. Okay, he is in fact a very, very kind, very soft hearted, very merciful, very innocent personality, as the Shastras describe him, right? So he is definitely omnipotent, most powerful personality, and he is always looking after the devotees. So what is our job? Our job is to increase our devotional service. So today morning only I was talking with Adish, and uh, I was telling him that of cut and offer some fruits at the altar. So he cut the fruits, he offered them at the altar, and he also told me, see, Mama, I nicely took out the green leaves from the strawberry, and I took this out, this part out, because it was not good, and this, that, everything he told me. And later on I observed that the peels were still lying there. Okay, the banana peel was there. And I told him that your job is not over, your seva is not over yet, because you are doing everything for Krishna. So this cleanup is also a part of that service. So if you are very mindful about Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness, right? So you will finish the task until the end properly with his remembrance. So right now he's a young child. Even I am not that much Krishna conscious, but this is what we need to practice. This is the standard where Prabhupada wants to take us. So where he is actually pointing us that we always remain in Krishna's shelter. When even when we leave our body, we are on our deathbeds, that time also we are remembering Krishna, because Prabhupada says that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said that antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram, right? So Krishna has said at the end of the life, if one remembers me, he's gonna come to me, or he is gonna like take my nature, right? So Prabhupada is 100% convinced about instructions of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, but people want to test those instructions, and they are just playing with those, experimenting with those things. So that's really unfortunate. So Prabhupada ultimately wants to take us to Krishna's abode finally, and where we will be able to really see Krishna. It's not a joke. Krishna is there, right? So that's where he is pointing us to. So as you said, very nice, Hina. This input is really good. That this material world's nature is like this. That problems will never end here. Okay. Then what is the solution? That also you said that we need to be constantly in service to Krishna, in his remembrance. The third point that I offered, that he doesn't bring us to particular situation. We need to take responsibility of our situation, but he is always there to help and support us. And the fourth point is Prabhupada wants to take us to Golok Vrindavan, back to Godhead, from where we have originally come. So therefore, he is saying that these are the real problems, and these problems will end only when you will not come back to this material world. And what is the way to not come back to the material world? Is to go back to the Godhead. Anywhere else we go, to Lord Shiva's abode, to our Pitraloka, to heaven, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka, this Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, even Satyaloka, Brahma's abode. From there also, we are going to come back to this Bhuloka when time is over. But only from Goloka, we will not come back. And that is the spiritual world. So that's where Prabhupada wants to take everyone. That is the only solution to not come back to this material world. So, yeah, this is where we will stop. And yeah, this was a nice